Okay, so I see 17 students have joined the session. So I'm starting off the session right away. And here I go. So sharing the screen, just let me know if you can see my screen or not. Okay. So students, like whatever you have done till now, basically your unit one, whatever you were building, no, basically you were learning about the front end part, right? What do you mean by front end? That means client side, what we can see. So you learned about the basics, you learned about the structure, HTML, you learned about CSS, then to dress it up, to make it beautiful CSS, colorful, make it CSS, then to make it more dynamic and all, we learned about JS. And then lastly, we took the help of Bootstrap to make it in a particular framework. Right. Now, this was the starting or the initial point, or you can say, the client side. Now, what happens at the back end, right? What happens at the, what do you call, at the server side? So that is what we will talk about. Actually, this is how you connect your things. So when we talk about, the backend work, the server connection, basically you talk about a request and a response. You put the front end puts some request to the backend, and then backend tries to process that request and gives you a response at the last. So that is what we will talk about. Yes, although here it is written that we will be learning about Java object-oriented paradigms, but I don't think so. That is more important. See, if you know Java, you will be able to do it. So I would still say that Java and all you all can learn. That's another programming language. We will not put our point on this. We will focus on the server side scripting. And yes, definitely when I am talking about JSP or servlets, they are all actually part of the Java, right? So basically JSP are the view files, right? Where I'm talking about JSP, these are the view files, and servlet is itself is a Java file. So that is why when people teach JSP and servlets, they say, okay, you should be knowing Java object oriented paradigms. But what I feel is, instead of focusing on the programming language, try to understand the concept of connection, right? That how the Java annotations are worked, how the server side scripting is done, what are the basics of servlets, what is JSP, how do you handle the data, how do you manage the sessions, how do you see the things at the cookies, right? So all these things we will be understanding. Okay, so I'm not taking you to Java and all those things. This is something which you can always go ahead and learn about it. So I really don't want to go into all these things. Okay. So basically, these are few of the Java annotations which are being used, which you can always see like at the rate, overwrite, at the rate, and so on. So this is the standard built-in annotations. What do you mean by annotations? Like how do you denote? How do you annotate? Right? That's what it says. Now let me talk about the understanding of the server-side scripting. Okay, so basically server-side scripting is a process in which the server data formats into an HTML response before it is sent to the web browser. So this is a request to the client. It returns a hypertext document. Then again you send a request to a client, and then it gives you the details. So basically, server-side scripting helps to develop an interactive website that communicates with the databases. अभी क्या होता है? You will say, ma'am, you taught us कि JS makes the website dynamic. Fine, but that's the front part of it. But suppose you have a database, right? If I talk about Okay, suppose you have a database which is like, it has say 100 columns, right? It has hundreds of column and hundreds of rows. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. This is like hundreds of columns. I'm just making it a dummy one. Okay. So this is my data. This is such a big data over here. And I'm really sorry for the bad drawing. So, so much of data is there. And what happens? You want all this data to be uploaded on your, front part. Or maybe when you are making a registration form, right? You are collecting the data of 1,000 students. Hello? Hello, am I audible? Hello?
Audible, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Yeah. So I was saying, like, suppose you all are 100 in number and I want to display your names, right? Or I want to get your information. I've taken the information in my web page, but where should I store it? So I am going to store it in a database, right? Okay, sorry for this. I am going to store it, say, in a database. Like, for example, if I talk about, this is my database. Okay, and at this place, I'm going to store my data. So this we will anyways discuss in chapter number 3, that is SQL. But who will communicate between the front end and this data? Suppose you want to fetch the information from your computer and put it on the server so that people can see it. Or if you are taking the information, like I collect the information from all of you in a form and I want to store that information, your name, your mobile number, your mail IDs, your phone numbers, your percentage, your year of pass, all those things I need. So I am taking data 100 from you, 100 from other college. So this will become huge data. So I am collecting on the front end side, but who will put it? Who's the one which is communicating between the two? That is the server side scripting, the back end, wherein you will deploy your, what do you say? The site, the web pages. Correct. When I talk about Java servlets, basically what is a servlet? Servlet is like a Java file. Okay. So servlet technology is used to create a web application. Yes, it is. It is a Java class that is used to extend the capabilities of servers that host the application accessed by means of a request response model. अरे आप लोगों ने, like, you must have learnt about Newton's law. To every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. Similar lines this also work. You put a request and there is a response. Okay. Servlets are mainly used to extend the applications hosted by the web services. Okay. I will come back to it. Okay. Like, I will come back to this life cycle also. Don't worry. I will make you write also. That will be good and nicer for you. But before that, I would like to talk to you about JSP. Java Server Pages. JSP is used to create web application just like servlet technology. It is a text document. Understand this. That's a Java file. It's a text document that contains two types of text. That is static data and dynamic data. And the static data can be expressed in the, these form: HTML, XML, SVG, WML. And dynamic can be expressed by JSP elements. I will teach you about those elements also. So basically, what are JSPs? These are view files like HTML. Okay. So I will talk about this also, the JSP lifecycle. Currently, I'm not going into it. So what happens at the client side data? Just try to understand. See, this is a form. I was telling you, I am asking, okay, Jyotsna, or maybe Bidika, ki okay, write your first name, last name, and submit. So what are you doing? Where are you doing? You are doing it at the front end. At the which side? At the client side. Now this request, I am going to give it to the server. Server will give me a response. The first name is Mickey, the last name is Mouse. Okay. To where? To client. Now, what I want this web server to store this information also. So it gets to the server extension. And here it is going in the JSP engine. It goes to the Servlet engine. It will come back to the web server, and then you get the final picture. When you see it, no, when you submit the details, you see the final picture. So it goes through full process like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like this. This is a request. This is a response. The browser uses two methods to pass this information. These are the get method and post method. Get method to get the information. Post method is to post the things, post the final things. Okay. So see, handling the client side. Client side, you are getting everything you are getting. You are getting parameter values, you are getting parameter names, you are getting the parameter and input things. Okay. Cookies, I will come back to it little later on, not right now. Uh, okay, so I think they've not included all this over here. Fine. So basically, this was it. Now, what I will tell you is for making any dynamic web project. Okay, so suppose I want to make a dynamic web project. Okay. Okay. So what are the three things I need? The first thing, I need some installations on my computer. So what are those installations? The first part is the installation. So what all things I need? First, I will need a JSP, and this is for what? This is for JSP and servlets I'm talking about. Okay. So basically, I need a JDK download. What do you mean by a JDK download? It is the Java thing. Okay. So JDK download. Mandatory. That's the thing which you need. Secondly, you need to run your server, right? Where will you run? Here you will write your Java codes, but where will you run the server, right? So you will write Apache Tomcat. This is a server, okay? But these two things, where will you write? You need an editor also. And that editor name is what? The editor name is Eclipse. These three things you will need. I mean, you have to install to run a dynamic web page, right? So basically, once you download in the Eclipse, you will have the chance to start your server. You can give the project name like Hello Servlet, start doing it. You have to make, the Tomcat directory. You have to work on all these things. But since time is less, I'm not going into too much detail, but I can show it to you. See. Okay, wait. See, JS, okay, this is this one, sorry. Yeah, this is my programs. In my programs, I have my JDK. Where is it? Oh, yeah, Java. I think it is. Yeah, JDK is there. That is my first thing. Here you have all the things. Okay. Secondly, I need Eclipse. I can't see Eclipse where it is. Oh, I think it is in downloads. Yes, I do have my Eclipse as well. So Eclipse is basically an editor where you will be writing your codes. I think it's taking some time to. See, Eclipse IDE for Java developers, we need this one. For enterprise Java and web developers. So make use of this one. Okay, I think in my this thing it is already there, but still. So you can do the installation. By that time, I'll go to the next part. Now, I want to talk about basically the servlets and the JSP part. Okay. So the first thing which I will talk about is my servlet life cycle. Okay. So yeah. So here I am talking about my servlet life cycle. So in my servlet life cycle, no, first of all, I need a container. That is the most important thing. Okay. So you can use it like this. So this is my container. Okay. Now in this container, basically this container which I'm talking about, no, like servlet container, you can name it also like this. So if I say here, this is my container. So this container is what basically this is your mother shell. What it is? It is your mother shell. Please note this down. If your theory is good, you will be able to do the practicals and hands-on also. Okay. So this is basically called the mother shell. Any servlet life cycle, whatever the container is, it contains all the things. So inside this, our app can be executed. So inside this container, the app will be executed. Now suppose I want to make one web app. Okay. So I am going to make one web app. And in this web app, first of all, I will start the servlet. Okay. So in the web app, what is the first thing which I will do? I will start my servlet. Okay. So here I will write start servlet. Now, what are the three steps to start the servlet? Always remember these three servlets will be executed first time. First time means before your Tomcat server loads in. At the time of loading itself, all these three steps will be done. So you can write here like load servlet class. That is the first step. Then you have the second step, which is like create the instance of it. Create the instance of servlet. Okay. And the third part is you have to call the servlet. Okay. So basically, how do you call? By init method. Init means initiate. Okay. So this is my third thing. So basically, when we start the application, the three steps are executed first. What are the three steps? Load the servlet, create the instance of the servlet, and call the servlet in methods. So it is like whenever we execute an application, that means whenever your server starts, that is your Tomcat, Apache Tomcat, this server will execute these three steps beforehand. So when your server starts, these three steps will be done. then only we can proceed further. So always remember it. Okay. Once it is done, then comes your fourth step. The fourth step is the most important and very, very, I mean, all the things happen in your fourth step only. And that fourth step is call the servlet service. Service means you are serving it. Okay. And last is once you have taken the service, once you have availed the service, then what will you do? You will try to stop it. You will try to destroy it. So then I will say, okay, call the servlet destroy method. Okay. So this is like you are stopping. You have started the servlet. Now you will stop the servlet, destroy the servlet. So what I said, ki your server will execute these three steps beforehand, and then only we are, we can proceed further. So basically, once these three steps are done, then we would call the fourth step. And they, I mean, that this step which we are talking about now, fourth step, this will be activated per service. Per service means suppose you go to your parlor, right? And you say, okay, I want to do, say, my nails, manicure. That is one service. For pedicure, one service, right? Maybe here, one service. Here, cutting is one service. Here, spa is one service. Here, color is one service. So it will be executed per service, like that. For every service you are charged differently, na? Nobody charged altogether, okay, for one this thing. No. Each service has a particular charge. Same way. These are what I told you. These are executed per call. This means that whenever there is a request, a web request, the service method will solve that or serves that. Service method will solve that or serves that. Basically, it serves the web application. What it is serving? The web application. Once the service is completed and the request has been fulfilled, then we will need to unload. Fifth step came. Unload the web server or stop the web server. And we will end in that case and we call the fifth step. The servlet will get destroyed. So basically, if you talk about the fourth step is the one which does the major work. Okay, if I really talk about, the major work is done by the fourth step. I'm not sure if I can color this up. No, I cannot. Yeah. So basically, oh, this is done fully. Actually, I wanted to color only the fourth one, but that's fine. Okay, leave it. So basically, this is the one which works all the way. Right. So when people are talking, when you say ki what is the servlet life cycle, this is very important for your campus interview. That is the reason I have explained you separately and nicely. See, if you see your servlet life cycle, how they have written: start, load, initiate, handle request, end. Initiate, service, destroy. That's all they have said. You can give this diagram also. But what I feel is you should explain all these steps to them, that how this is happening. Okay. Anyways, you can use this diagram also, no hard and fast rule, but I think that is a better way of explaining. Okay, so let us see if my Eclipse has started. Oh, it is taking a lot of time to install. Okay, fine. And if I can show it to you, I'm not sure whether in Visual Studio JSP file will work or not. So that was about your servlets. Let me start a new file if it takes. Servlet.jsp. Not in fact servlet, I would say hello JSP.jsp. Desktop. Let me go to JSP file is working. That's superb. So basically what you have to do over here is you just have to write HTML. Then here you have to write like head. And here you have to write a body. Okay. Now how do you write JSP? So servlet part is over. I am coming to JSP now. So I will also tell you the expression elements, the scripting elements. But before that, I would just like to introduce you like how this works. See, JSP is expression element. JSP is scripting element. So how do we talk about it? See, it is very simple. You use this angle bracket, you use a percentage. Okay. And then use a percentage and close. So basically you are writing a JSP expression, right? So when I have to write any expression, how will I write? I will write, okay, equal to 2 star 5. Equal to, sorry, 2 star 5. This is my JSP expression, but why it is not taking, I'm not sure. Let us see if it. Oh, it is still installing. Okay, leave it, girls. Actually, I wanted to show it to you in the Eclipse part, but now I'm just making use of this one only. Since it's not working, so I can't help it. See if my JSP. What have we named it? Hello, JSP. Works. No, it is not. Actually, we need an Eclipse to run this. I have to start the server and all. Okay, fine. So you can just learn to write it here. Since my Eclipse is taking a lot of time, otherwise I would have shown it to you. Okay. Now what will I do? I will take you to this one. Just hold on for a second. The light is so low. This one. Okay. So second, if I have that picture for all of you, that would be great. Save as JPG image, desktop. Okay, so I think that picture is not there with me. Actually, I was trying to get that picture. Give me 1 second. Hold on. I had that picture with me, but yes, it's there. I'm sharing. Hold on. Just give me 1 second. Okay. Is the screen visible to all of you? This JSP scripting element is visible to all of you? Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
no, if I. Okay, great. So see, this is your scripting language. So basically in the scripting language, no, there are three things. First is scripting element, the syntax of it, and the example. If Eclipse will open today, I can show it to you also. But since Eclipse is not working, so you all can work over there. Okay. So in the scripting element, we have 5 expression. That is expression, sorry, 5 elements: expression, scriptlet, declaration, directive, and comment. Okay. So for expression, the comment is like this: angle bracket, percentage, equal to, and expression. So you can write it this way: equal to 2 into 5. And in the expression, you don't have to write a semicolon. Java is what? Java is a language of semicolon and bracket or braces, right? So when I'm talking about, expression of JSP, in this, the terminator, why it is called terminator? Because it terminates a sentence. Okay. Like in your English, you have a full stop. Same way in Java, when you have to stop the statement, when you have to finish the statement, you use a semicolon. So in the expression, semicolon is not used. So you should know when you are writing the commands, you should know. Okay, second is scriptlets. Scriptlets is just a percentage, no, equal to, and percentage this. But see how it is written. It is exactly written like a Java. Out dot println hello world and semicolon. Semicolon is the terminator, the full stop. And in the scriptlets, mostly you write Java. Basically, here you write fragmented Java. Fragmented Java, that means you will fragment the code, you will divide the code, you will make frames of the code and put it in scriptlet. Scriptlet means आपने script बना दी. You have created small scripts and you are trying to do the work. Okay, third is declaration. Declaration means when you are doing some declaration work, when you have to declare something. Okay, count, variable. So a declaration always starts with a exclamation mark. Always. Okay, that's how a declaration is written. Then we have a directive. Directive is at the rate and directive. That means at the rate, give the page. It will go to that place. And last is the comment. Comment is written with dash 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 dash. Any comment you can put. Okay, so these are the 5 elements which you will be using when you will be writing this. Let me see if I can write this one and show it to you. I'm not sure whether it will work with VS Studio Code, but I'm just trying my level best if I can do that. What is the error it is showing? No error. Okay, fine. Okay, I don't need that. Okay, so here basically I'm trying to write this one. If I talk about like this, oh, So I can't see it, right? Yeah, I can see. See, what am I writing? I'm writing like this percentage. Then I'm going to write out dot println. So basically, this is what? This is basically your. I'm not sure whether it will work on this or not because my Eclipse is not working, but please bear it with me in case it's not working. Hello world. And in this hello world, we will have to put a terminator like this, percentage. Why it is not understanding, why it is showing this error kind of thing? I'm really worried. Okay, anyways, let us try to control S. No, we can't. Okay, hold on. Where was my hello JSP? It is actually using the JSP, this thing only. Open with, no. Can't I open it directly? No, I can't. Okay, so girls, this will definitely work on your Eclipse only. With Visual Studio, it is not getting compatible. Obviously, because this is for some different thing and that is for some different thing. But that's how, like, see, JSP is integrated with your HTML. So that's how you write it. Okay, and if you remember in HTML, how do we write a comment? We write a comment like this, right? Whatever you want to write, you write a comment in HTML. Okay. Comment in HTML. But how do you write a comment in Java? The first way is like this. Whatever comment you have, you write it like this. The other way, if it is a multi-line, then how do you write it? You write it like this. You remember star and then one line, then second line, then third line, then fourth line. So many lines you write and then star and this. This is a multi-line comment in your Java, right? That's how you write a comment in Java. So what is it? JSP is what? Inke aage, just in front of it, you just have to put a angle bracket, right? And instead of this star and forward slash, what am I putting? I am putting a percentage. That's how your JSP is written. So you should remember it this way, ki how your things are written. Okay. And in declaration, very important part in this, in the declaration, we can make use of the access specifier. Basically, it is used to declare the methods. In the declaration, you specify a method, and in scriptlet, you try to use the method, like calling a function and making a function like that. So it is very, very good. And that's the basic, this thing of JSP scripting element. Okay, I'm not sure how much you have understood, but this is a very good theory on this, which you will not find it anywhere. Okay, see, practical and all, you can still do it. See, my Eclipse has still not loaded. I'm really sorry. Okay, so try to get a picture of it. Try to note this down. This is very important for your campus and basically for your practicals. Like you should know if your theory is good, you can do the practicals. So see, same thing they have tried to explain the JSP life cycle. JSP file, then servlet file, then servlet class, then called once, then JSP service, then destroy. So see, translation of JSP page to servlet, then compilation of JSP page, then class loading, then instantiated, then initialization, then request processing, and then JSP cleanup, right? So that is the JSP life cycle. That's what they are talking about. Okay. Now the only part you are left with, I mean, in this JSP or client side server is the cookies. So cookies currently I'm not showing it to you, otherwise you will get confused. First, you try to get your concepts very, very clear on JSP and Servlet. Very important. See, what is JSTL? See, this is also for JSP only. Basically, it is a standard tag library. It is a collection of useful JSP tags which encapsulates the core functionality common to many JSP applications. Right. For example, it is like a framework for integrating the existing custom tags with the JSTL tags. So that is what we are talking about. Just let me give a last try if it opens, otherwise. And you really need those three initial things, then only it will work perfectly. A type filter, how much it's going to take? Eclipse ID for web developers. C users, I'm putting it across, right? I hope at least a one program if I can do and show it to you. Okay, the installation process is taking longer than usual. Collected one artifacts. Okay, so what I feel is it is taking some time to install and all. So let's stop here. Please try at your end in case I'm not there from Monday and all. So what I would say is like just try to do this. Okay. Now the next thing is we will talk about the attendance. So we'll have the attendance quickly. So whatever is the update, girls, I will update you on WhatsApp group. So let us start. Okay. Adabala Naga Navya,
Present, ma'am.
Adi Reddy Yamuna Durga, Alikya Nara,
Present, ma'am.
Alam Sailata, Alam Sailata. Just give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second. All right. So I was saying, till where have I done? Okay. Alam Sai Lata is present. Anapara Reddy Kaveri. Anapara Reddy Kaveri. Anita Sadi. Anita Sadi. Anita Gunna. Anjani Devi Veda Dahi. Am I audible? Annapara
Yes,
Reddy
ma'am.
Kaveri present, ma'am. Okay, Annapara Reddy Kaveri present. Okay, fine. Anita Asadi, Anita Gunna, Anjani Devi Vedadahi, Ankita Mahapatra, Aparna Jamajagli,
Present, ma'am.
Archana Potnuru,
Present, ma'am.
Archana Potnuru done. Avidhi Ramya Pravina, Belibona Hemlata, Barla Sindhuja, Patna Sudha, Bessie
Present.
Vaishnavi, Bessie Vaishnavi, Bessie Vaishnavi, Bimuni Lily Grace,
Present, ma'am.
Bidika Dayana, Bidika Dayana, Bodhiti Shravani,
Present, ma'am.
Bomali Monisha, Bomali Monisha, Buddha Dhanalakshmi, Unga Maulika, Chikkala Tanuja, Chinta Divya Bhanu,
Present.
Choda Batula Venkata Ganga,
Present, ma'am.
Dadi Rama Prasanti, Dadi Rama Prasanti, Dasari Priyanka, Deepika, Deepti Lakshmi Shri Peddi Reddy,
Present, ma'am.
Divina Marapatla, Divya Bindu Menda, Divya Bindu Menda, Divya Sai Durga, Divya Samudrala, Divya Vempijeri,
Present, ma'am.
Doni Jahanvi, Donkana Shivaranjani,
Divya Samudrala present, ma'am.
Divya Samudrala, I have already marked you. No.
Okay.
Okay. Divya Vempijeri. Divya Vempijeri, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Doni Jahanvi.
present.
Yes. What?
Divya Sai
Hello.
Durga present, ma'am.
Divya Sai Durga present. Okay. Doni Jahanvi. Donkana Shivaranjani. Dronika Giddalaru. Dundu Anita Sandhya Rani. Durga Vadike. Dusi Divya Charita.
Present, ma'am.
E Samina. E Samina. G Tony Ratnam.
Present.
Gadda Manju. Gadi Divya. Ganga Lakshmi Mudda. Girija Upada.
Present, ma'am.
Godala Sai Namrita. Gunapu Lokeshwari.
Present, ma'am.
Gurram Chenama. Harika Pilli,
Present, ma'am.
Hema Sai Durga Kattakam,
Present, ma'am.
Indira Paggu,
Present, ma'am.
Jakkam Setti Nilima, Jakkam Setti Nilima,
Madam
Jasmine
Girija
Uku.
present, ma'am.
Okay, Girija, I will come back to you later. Jakkam Setti Nilima, Jasmine Uku, Jessica Madiki, Jhansi Apla Setti, Yoga Yamuna, Jyotsna Potnuru,
Present, ma'am.
Jyotsna T, Jyotsna Annam, K. Jagdishwari,
Present, ma'am.
Kaddi Lakshmi Niharika,
Present, ma'am.
Kardila Sahiti,
Present, ma'am.
Karimaji Jyotsna, Karimaji Jyotsna, Kora Roja Lakshmi, Kora Roja Lakshmi, Kari Shivani, Kavati Venkata Narsamma, Kushi Batula, Kilubu Bhavani, Kota Velliri Tejasvi Satya Venkata, Kotluru Nilavani,
Present, ma'am.
Kola Vijayavalli, Kolu Chitti, Kolupuri Shirisha, Komki Sujata,
Present, ma'am.
Koru Visalakshi,
Present, ma'am.
Kota Lahiri, Kota Lahiri, Kotapalli Yamini,
Present, ma'am.
Kunche Pavani, Snehlata
Present, ma'am.
Baipilli,
Present, ma'am.
Bhargavi Golapalli, Bhargavi Golapalli, Kirti Boli, Kirti Boli, Nilima, Bonu Ramya, Jami Kirtana, Aruna
Present, ma'am.
Kumari, Aruna Kumari Patnana, Aruna Kumari Patnana, Chandini Pachigunta,
Present, ma'am.
Georgie Iswaramma, Georgie, Kakara Chaitanya Chandana, Komu Bhagya Lakshmi, Komu Bhagya Lakshmi. All right. Girija Upada, I will mark the attendance for you. Okay. So thank you so much,
ma'am.
girls. Hello.
Ma'am Girija present, ma'am.
Yeah, I will mark it for you. Don't worry. Thank you so much. And whatever will be the update, I'll send you on WhatsApp. Okay. Thank you. Bye. వాటర్ వస్తున్నాయా? రిపేర్ చేస్తున్నాను అంటున్నా.